I'm gonna keep talking and y'all can let me know. Let me know, comment in the group. Okay, so I wanted to first give you a little bit of history of myself. When I first started my resume writing business, I rock resumes back in, y'all get this, I started in 2014. And I started doing it a little bit this during the early part of 2014, but really didn't establish the business until, or launch the business formally until May. But what I was doing, let me see, I'm talking. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Okay, great. So what I was doing was I initially just started as a hobby because I thought it was just fun to do and make some extra money, and that was it because I was really corporate focused, and because I was doing all of these development things on the job and just making waves, just doing all kinds of stuff as any corporate leader would do. I was in corporate leadership for a long time and preparing myself to go to the next level of leadership within corporate America when I kind of started because one of my two well we went through a major change, and we went through a major change in our organization. As a leader in corporate America, your responsibility is to get all your employees ready for the next opportunity, promotions or what have you. So I would do this in corporate America forever, help people with their internal resumes and things like that because I just have a knack for writing. I love to do it. And so it wasn't until I got my whole team promoted at two different times that I just kind of talked about it on Facebook. And then people across the organization start weighing in. Yeah, that's right. You helped me as well. You helped me as well. You helped me get this raise because I would even write their performance reviews, y'all. And they would get, and our company level 3 was the highest you can get. And you got a substantial amount of a raise plus bonus. And I'm like, y'all didn't even buy me a Dunkin' Donuts card. Now I'm from Chicago. So Dunkin' Donuts was prevalent in the north as opposed to Starbucks that is I'm here in the south. But I think Starbucks is more prominent now in the north. But at that time, it was all about Dunkin' Donuts. So I was like, y'all didn't even buy me a gift card or anything. You all getting this money, and all I got was a thank you. So when I did that, people start inboxing me, asking me what would I charge. I'm like, charge? I would do it always for free, even in college. I just did it for free. So I just made up a number. Okay, $55. I'm not kidding y'all. I started charging $55. And you know why? At that time, that's how much a manicure and pedicure cost back in those days. Yep. Now it's like $75, $80. My daughter pays like 100 and some dollars for her nails. Who does that? Not me. Well, anyway, it was $55. So I started doing resumes for $55. And if they wanted a cover letter, I add another like $20 and things like that. Didn't even do LinkedIn at that time. Just doing a resume and a cover letter, maybe a thank you letter. So maybe the package would round out to about $100. And it was fun money. I said, this is cool. But then somehow someone heard about me at my university, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, VP. And so she reached out and had me do not only one resume for her, but two versions of resumes. And yes, I charged her $55. And she got the biggest promotion ever. And they moved her clear across the country from Illinois over to Washington. And she even inboxed me earlier this year or late last year, said it all started with you because she keeps getting all these great opportunities. She said it all started with you with your resume. And then she started sending me a lot of people. And so then for I'm like, okay, so I'm doing all of the people that she sent me because their company was going through a change. So she's told her employees, y'all go see Nicolette. She can write the resumes. So therefore I started doing it, and so I just started. And then all of a sudden it started getting good. And when it started getting good and all these people started landing jobs, I said, well, maybe I got something here. And that's when I really started thinking about the business. So I have evolved. I said all of that to give you kind of a history that I know a lot of you are starting out, and maybe starting out with maybe not $55, but maybe $100 or maybe even $200 for a resume. And I've looked at some of you all's profiles, and not profiles, you all's businesses, and I see that you all offering full packages with LinkedIn, cover letter, all this stuff for like $200. And I'm like, oh my. So what I wanted to do is give you some things to think about. It's not wrong that you charge that. That's totally up to you. But I want to give you some things to think about where it may make you think that you can charge a little bit more. So one of the first things I really want you to think about is your level of expertise and experience. That's number one. How long have you been writing resumes? And what is your expertise in that? When I mean expertise, not only with repetition, which automatically increases your knowledge and writing skills, but also are you looking into getting any type of certifications, any trainings, or anything like that? What have you done to push the needle for your resume writing? So if you've been doing this for a couple of years and you're still charging the same amount that you started a couple of years ago, then it's probably time to reassess where you are. And if you've only been increasing slightly, like $5 here or $10 here, you may want to reassess according to your expertise. And then not only your expertise, but also, are you in a specialty field? Do you do only technical? Do you only work with marketers? Do you only work with nurses? So you want to look at those type of specialty fields, because I want you to think of it like this. If you go to a hospital and usually your doctors, you have a general practitioner, right? And you have a general rate and you probably have a copay. That's general, right? So copays can range anywhere from $10 to $50. However, if you need to see a specialist, your copay is probably going to double, sometimes triple, and the cost of that specialist is going to cost more. You know why? Because they have gone narrow and deep in their knowledge. So therefore, they become experts in their field, and therefore they can charge more. So therefore, if they're cardiologists, yes, they're going to get paid. And your general practitioner, who gets a general, who looks at everything in general, they're going to send you over to maybe a specialist who's going to charge more. So I want you to think about that if you're in a specialty field. And then you want to look about in your area, what is, if you're, especially if you're local, you do a lot of local work, because I know some of our people are local, do local resumes. Think about what's going on in your market, what's going on in your market in your area. And if you do it all across the US, then you want to kind of take the average of what people are charging and actually go to some of the websites and look at what people are charging and seeing if your rates are in alignment. And then that's number two, market research. Know what your market is asking for. So if you're serving, let me see, market research, when I think about that. So online rates or in person, because at one time I was going to meet people in person, which costs a little bit more, and you should be charging for your time to travel and meet them. Some people, some of my clients wanted to meet in person. They didn't want to talk on the phone, and I was still charging the same basic rates. But I learned that my time is more when I'm meeting you face to face, as opposed to me just jumping online like here, because there's no travel time and I can be more efficient with my time. So thinking about your market research as well. And then I want you, that's number two. Then I want you to think about the types of services that you're offering. Are you only doing resumes? And if you are, is it a resume edit? That's one rate. Is it a resume full redo? That's another price. And then also, are you doing anything in addition to that? Now, what I found when I was trying to separate out my services for resume editing and resume full revamp is that I was doing the same amount of work because it was just too hard for me. And one of my business coaches said, she said, Nicolette, can you honestly just edit a resume and just do a proofreading of the resume and just charge for that? I said, no, because I know they're not going to be successful with just a basic edit. So no, because for me, I wanted my clients to win. As I always tell my clients, and y'all can steal this from me, I always tell them, your success is my success. That's how I got a lot of referrals and testimonials. And you can look at my LinkedIn, I got a lot of testimonials. So that's what happened. So I couldn't do it. So think about, are you doing the editing services? Are you doing a full revamp? Then are you adding anything into it, meaning bundling? That's a great way to actually increase your rates. Are you doing resume, cover letter, thank you letter, LinkedIn, or anything else? I started adding additional services to my business because it just made sense. As a leader, it made sense for me to do interview prep. I interviewed thousands of individuals over my almost 25-year career in corporate America as a leader. So I'm like, it makes sense. I interview people all the time. So therefore, I added interview prep, and they need an interview after they got the resume. I personally didn't want to send them out the door with a resume and cover letter and just say, good luck. No, I wanted to make sure that they had something that they can speak to in an actual interview. And then LinkedIn started getting on the scene. So around 2015, I started getting into LinkedIn and seeing the power of LinkedIn. So then I added LinkedIn because it was basically the same thing as resume writing, but just in a different tone. So I started adding, creating bundles. And here's the beauty of doing bundles. Okay, so that's number three, the types of services I should be marketing. So number one, I want to go back, experience and expertise. Number two, market research. Number three, types of services. When you're bundling your service, I always tell, especially my group that's part of the elite encounters and also my platinum members, you're really getting paid one time for that resume because everything else is gravy. Literally, I'm telling y'all, it works. So therefore, you want to think about, what are your bundling services? What are you going to do? Are you going to do a la carte or you do bundles? How are you going to price those? Then you think about the time and effort you're putting into it. I never forget when I first started resume writing, one of my friends who also went to the University of Illinois, he used to be a resume writer. When he heard I was in getting into it, so we kind of connected. He started talking to me about it, and he's gone on doing some amazing things in the tech field now. But he was like, when he said, well, how long does it take you to do a resume? And I was like, well, I think it takes me about 2 or 3 hours. He said, you're not writing a really good resume. I said, really? He said, no. If you're turning out a resume in 2, maybe 3 hours, that's probably not a good resume. I was falling out. And it's true. So if you're whipping through a resume, and of course it depends on who it is. If it's a college student or a high school student, there's not much thought process into that because they don't really have a lot. Oftentimes, I'm speaking only in generalities, not for those people who are superstars and have all this experience. It probably won't take you that long. But if you're producing a resume for any kind of career professional, you got to think about the hours that you're putting in. And what I have come to find that it can take anywhere from 10 to 15 and sometimes 20 hours to do it right. When I mean right, it means all the things that go into developing that resume the proper way. And not just a resume, but also the accompanying documents will go into a bundle. So think about your time and effort. So if you're, for example, charging $100 for your resume, but you haven't accounted for the time that it takes you to review the information that they've sent you, the time that you're talking to the client, either via email or even on the phone, then you're not accounting for your time. And you break that down. If you really track your time, I want you to do this for yourself. Track your time. And if you're seeing that you're getting paid less than minimum wage, that is a great sign that you need to increase your rates. So when I really start understanding the art of resume writing and really writing, and it was just by the grace of God, I have to say, that these clients were landing interviews and jobs with my stuff because it was good. But I'm like, man, it could have been so much better. But I didn't know any better. I was just getting money for my pedicure and manicures. So therefore, you want to think about that. So your time and your effort that you're putting in to make sure your clients shine and tell somebody else about you so you don't have to continue to pay or advertise because you have a great referral base. So number five, I want you to think about is the client's level. Are you focusing on entry level? Then of course you're going to have lower rates because a lot of times the entry level people are not able to afford it. But I also want to go backwards and think about high school students and college students. Don't think about their pockets. Think about their parents' pockets because most times when I get hired for a college student or even a high school student, the parents who are my clients a lot of times, they're paying for their students. So don't automatically think I have to charge low because again, your time, your effort, your research, your expertise still has to go into that rate. So entry level, college student level may not be at the $2,000 or $3,000 mark, but they may have lower rates, but it shouldn't be that low that you're not compensating yourself for your time and your effort and your expertise. Mid-career should be moderate type rates. And of course, executive or specialized fields, especially like those engineers and maybe project managers, I don't, or even nurses or even doctors, because I get a lot of physicians. And so therefore, there's a higher rate. So you want to think about, is my are my rates in alignment with kind of jobs that they're going for? So if you're helping a person to get a $45,000 job or $50,000 job, they may not be able to afford a $2,000 resume. So therefore, according to your market or who you're targeting, make sure you have a sliding scale for those. So if you like, for example, for me, I really only focus on directors and higher. So I know my rates are going to be in alignment with the types of jobs that they're going to go for. And I have gradually gotten to that point. I just didn't at 10, almost 10 years old, all of a sudden start servicing that. It just happened over time. So think about the level of people that you're serving so it's in alignment. And still at $100 and $200, I strongly say no to that. You should be able to, if you've been in resume writing, even before you started your business for 2+ years, you should not be at $100, $200. That's my opinion. And I'm just trying to help you. Okay, then to think about number 6, additional services, any kind of add-ons, like I talk about the LinkedIn profile optimization, interview prep coaching, or anything like that. And then you want to also think about, are you going to charge them hourly or a flat fee? I like flat fees, in my opinion, because I've taken all these things in consideration of what I'm going to be doing. But some people like to charge hourly, and I've had people ask me, well, how much do you charge per hour? So if you think about 10 hours that you're doing for a resume, or maybe 15 hours, depending on the level, you can say, okay, I charge $50, $75, or $100 per hour. Even I've even had some people tell me they charge $200 an hour. So if you got 10 hours into that, and you're charging anywhere from $50 to $200, set your rate on that. And then you will feel like you're being compensated fairly because you're above minimum wage and you're accounting for your time. So think about it that way. So that's just for the resumes. Now, for my career coaches, and if you're adding in any kind of coaching to your packages, like the interview prep, job search, or salary, or even career coaching to make sure that they know exactly what they want, think about how you're going to add in that for hourly. You can put that into an actual package, or you can charge it by the hour. So, for example, I have it already baked in some of my packages, and I have 3 different levels, and I have a VIP package that I offer. So the VIP package is substantially more than my basic, because I am not going to give people my time unless they are a VIP. That's what I'm thinking about. And if I'm going to have my highest package, which is called the I Elevate package, they'll get my interview prep time. And so that interview prep time is baked into that rate. So anytime they're taking me out of from behind my computer, typing up the documents to me face to face, then yes, that's costing. That's going to cost. And because you're getting my undivided attention and I'm giving you my expertise of being in corporate America for almost 30 years, I'll be 30 years with this organization that I'm currently working for right now. Also in May, the same day I started my business. So on May 25th is my full anniversary at the organization as well as my business. And at May 25th, I'll explain at a later time on why that's so significant. But basically, I'm putting all that into it. So I am making sure that I'm aligning my prices accordingly. So if a client wants to hire me for just a one-off coaching outside of the platinum, here in the group, a platinum is only $147 per session. Outside of the platinum group at SCRWC, it's $247, and I get that all day long. And if they buy a 3-month package or a 6-month package, I have divided that up so that it comes down to, I think the 6-month package, I don't think I get any lower than $205 per hour just to talk to me. And so therefore they get a certain number of sessions for that as well. So you want to think about how are you going to even put that into your base, because sometimes people don't need resume services, they just want career coaches. If I'm talking to some career coaches who don't offer document services, please make sure that you're being paid for your knowledge. They are saying that the knowledge industry is the fastest growing, the most lucrative industry there is. So if you want to be paid for your knowledge and your expertise and your experience, don't be ashamed of not charging for it. Oh, someone posted in the group. I started watching it Oh, Tammy Wiley posted in the group. Don't be shameful of charging for what you're worth. So therefore, look at that video because you should not be. And guess what? You do not only yourself a disservice when you don't charge rates that are in alignment with your expertise and your skills. You do the industry a disservice because then the industry will. I had a one lady who was a close to an executive on LinkedIn when I gave her, my pricing, she said, "Oh, well, I found somebody that somebody gave a good review for, and she charges $200 for the resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn." And I'm like, for an executive level, I'm like, okay, good luck. That better her than me because I'm not working that hard for you to go get you a high six-figure salary. You want to pay me $200? You're not my client, and I'm okay to say bye bye. That's fine because guess what? I have more people paying my rates than anything. I put out there the six-figure club, right? And this past year was the first year that I actually went over six figures part time. Let that sink in. Part time. I work full time as a corporate leader, full time, but I made that part time because of my rates, and I don't work that hard, right? So therefore, you want to think about, okay, what do I actually need to live my life? And if you are working your business full time and you're not making six figures, then yes, it's time to look at your race and your expertise. And if you don't have the expertise that you need, SERWC offers certification programs for you. I'm going to be awarding certifications today, and you all have been seeing that we are awarding certifications. Ashley Watkins and I have just enhanced the resume writing certification, and it's going to be off the chain. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be bringing you some people to talk to you about how to enhance your resume writing skills. All of the career coaching. You can go and look at the recent post by Catherine, talked about the coaching, the certification that I did, trying to increase your knowledge so therefore you can get paid what you're worth, using all of the things that I have learned over the years to make sure that you're doing that. Now, if you want somebody to invest in you, you're going to have to invest in yourself and be okay with that and think about the return on investment. Just like my clients, I don't bat an eye when I tell them my VIP package as of today is increasing. It's $29.97. Yes, $2,997, and I don't bat an eye. And most of that, I tell people all the time, that is just for the resume. Because basically, it's easy to write the LinkedIn, it's easy to write the cover letter, and I don't mind getting on the camera and talk to them for 30 minutes for 3 coaching sessions, and I get $3,000. Yes. And I don't bat an eye. If they don't say yes, they're not my client. I do have 3 other packages that they can choose from, and that's okay. But it's nothing for me to make $10,000 part time, y'all, doing 3 orders a month. And I'm okay with that, right? So think about that. And don't get scared when you see people, "Oh, I've done this, I've hit my goal." That's great for them. Think about what can you do. What can you do to push the needle for you and your business forward? And don't be afraid of that. And when I'm going back to saying that you're doing the whole industry a disservice when you're charging that, they're thinking they're getting a deal. It's not just about the piece of paper, it's about your livelihood. You're getting a salary to take care of yourself and your family if you have one. You're getting benefits that's taking care of you, yourself, and even your family. You're getting opportunities to grow within the organization. You're getting probably a lot of benefits. Like the company I work for, they have tuition reimbursement. I'll be starting my master's program in the summer, and they pay for my executive coaching program as well, and I am a PCC because they paid for that. So all the benefits that come with that organization is more than that what I charge them, because they're going to get that over 3 times over. So change your mindset, change your thinking, and also change your lingo, because when I'm talking to them, I'm like, yeah, maybe $3,000, but what is the return on your investment? I'm working with a doctor right now. We're going to be negotiating, and the top of the salary is $430,000. Yes, $430,000. And she's going to be a director, being promoted into a director. So we're going to negotiate to get that, and that's not even including the bonus. And she paid me $3,000. I keep joking, girl, you owe me some money. So therefore, think about who you're helping. What are their salaries? And you need to be aware of what the salaries are out there. Do your research. If your person is coming to you and saying that they're looking for a job at $100,000 and you're saying, okay, I'll charge you $497 for a whole full package. No, you need to triple that. And one of the people on this call, when I heard her rates, that is a platinum member, I said, no, ma'am, times three, times three. And it's okay. It's okay. Because again, why work that hard if nobody's going to be willing to invest in themselves? I don't want to work with clients who don't want to invest in themselves. So therefore, if you're trying to move the needle in your business, consider these things when you're thinking about your rates. And even with career coaching, again, it's the same thing. Your qualifications, your certifications, because I am 5 times certified now. I have the CPRW, I have the NCOP, I have the CCTC, which is a career transition coach from the Career Thought Leaders, and the other two, PAW, RW is a CPRW. The NCOPE comes from the National Association of Resume Writers, and then I got the what else I got? The CIC, the Certified Interview Coach, also from the PARW, and I just recently got not the ACC, the entry level coaching certification from the International Coaching Federation. I have the PCC because of my expertise and my experience, and also all my years have been in the field of coaching. So I have the professional coaching. And so therefore, at this point, I can go to corporate America and ask to be a coach and get paid $600 an hour for an hour of my coaching. And I don't even give them an hour. And that's a whole nother thing I teach in my thing. It's beautiful. So, and if you're out there charging $100 for an hour of your time for coaching, okay, so that's a whole nother issue. So there's ways that you can make sure you're being paid what you're worth, being happy with your salary that you're getting as a professional career practitioner. I want you to think career practitioner, not just a resume writer, not just a career coach. You're a career practitioner. And so therefore, when you change your mindset, you will automatically be willing to receive what is due you. And here's the icing on the cake. If your clients are landing interviews, number one, that's the resume's job, is to land a natural interview, not a job. So you make sure you're clear with your clients. This resume cannot guarantee you a job, because that's one of the things that used to trip me up when I first started. Well, how many jobs have you helped people get? I'm like, well, I do the resume. I don't really help people get jobs. But then I said, no, resumes don't land jobs. People land jobs. Well, my resumes have a 98% interview landing rate, if not even 99%. I think I have 4 instances that I have had to redo resumes. And 3 of those instances, people, well, no, one I had to fire because he was just a butthole. Yes, we do fire clients. Two, oh, I changed my mind. I want to do something else. And then one I literally got recently. And I said, okay, what are you applying for? So I need her to send me the information. I said, I'm going to own that because I made sure that everything was in alignment, but I need to see what kind of jobs that you're applying for to make sure you're applying for the right jobs for the resume. So it's actually supposed to land the interview. Now, here's the beauty of them landing the job. If they take on your interview prep coaching. And so therefore that rating for us is about 80 to 85% because it's so subjective because it depends on how you present yourself. We can't be in a mindset of what they need, but if you do the interview prep, your chances increase. And if you're really serious about being a career practitioner, helping your clients win in the job marketplace, then you need to make sure that you're well rounded and you're charging for what you're worth. And it's okay. It took a long time for me to get to that, a long time. And for me to actually, when I saw that I reached past 6 figures doing this part time, and then the 2 years prior, I was just shy of it. That's how I was able to become a part of the 10KSB Goldman Sachs. You have to at least be making $85,000 in your business even to be considered. And I met that. So that was 2 years ago I did that cohort. And I was like, I just got to get to that $100,000. And I was able to do that. And I have strategies, I have everything to help you get to that. And also a more detailed structure on pricing your services. This is just general information for you to think about. But if you want to go to that next level and really understand how to make the money, I'm going to ask you to invest. I had one of my platinum clients the other day. She said, "Well, can you just post this kind of stuff in the group?" Mm-mm. This is only for people like you who pay me. So I can't give everything away. But if you want to invest and you want to get some specialized knowledge for someone who knows and give you the things to help you go further, you're going to have to invest in yourself. You're just going to have to. I invested in myself. I've been investing in myself for years. And I'm thankful that I have a company that also invests in me as well. So it just cuts everything, make everything quicker. I had someone, oh yeah, I wonder if, I don't want to say her name. She's part of my Resume Biz Academy. She told me yesterday, she said, honey, I'll invest in myself in a minute because I know it's going to get me to that next level faster. She said, I've never had a problem investing in myself. That's why I'm with you right now. So you got to think about it. If you want people to invest in you, you got to invest in yourself and then showcase it. Now, do people call me and say, or get with me and say, well, how many certifications you have? Mm-mm. They can tell based on how I communicate. They can tell by the way I talk about what I can do for them. They can tell by my language, my diction, and all my training shows forth and how I present myself and the information and what I can do and also my experience. So I'm telling you all this from the depths of my heart because I really want you to win. And as your leader in this group, I am here to help you win. I want you to win and get the money that you want. That is if you want to take this seriously. But if you want to just, it's up to you. However you want to run your business. And Ian is on here. He's going to be talking to you all on this coming Saturday. And this is free. After we do the general training, then it does go into the vault. But he's going to be talking about systems and what's your topic, Ian? Put it in the group. Systems and processes. Ian has been working with me almost 4 years now. And yes, I work full time. I can't do this business by myself, but I had to invest in help and the processes and the systems. And you all who have seen my trainings before, who's been with the group a long time and also seen it, you all know what I do because I showed it all. And that's one of the reasons Mel was asked me to take over the group because of the way I process and way that I do things to organize myself for success. I am a big proponent about working smarter and not harder. And even my team in corporate America and even my own management, even though I'm a manager, they know I work smart and not hard. And I get the results all the time. And I teach my people how to get the same results. You don't have to work as hard as you think you do. And if you're working too hard, then you need to really get with me. But anyway, go and look at the pen if you're interested in being a part of the Six Figure Club. I'm going to be taking you through 7 pillars of how to build your business. The pillars were organized by Mel. I'm taking them and put my spin on them and all of my knowledge into that to teach you everything that I did to get you that into that next level. Right now, the course is it's a beta at $9.97 and it's 8 weeks and it starts Monday, April 20th. And after that, the next cohort, it'll be 14.97 or more. And earlier in the year, I talked about the career practitioner program. At that time, I had it at 39.97, and you would get about 5 certifications in that one program for only 39.97. It's now up to 49.97. So it has increased because of the feedback and the results that the people who took the beta program have gotten, and they got their money back just like that. And I taught them how as well. So you're not just taking stuff just to learn how to, up your experience. I teach you how to get your money back. What better training can that be? All right. So I hope this has been helpful and give you some really good things to think about as you set your prices or consider increasing your prices for the remainder of the year. Some people always go through okay, I've been in business for years, time for me to increase. Or one of the things that you can do every time you get a certification, it's time to increase your prices because, you got to pay for that. Just like a doctor. I may have a bachelor's degree, but that doctor has a doctorate degree, right? So they're going to be worth more than me, period. So therefore, you got to think about when you increase your knowledge and your education and you're paying for that, then you can command more for your services. All right, that's all. I just wanted to come on and talk about that. So this is our Tuesday live. I'm going to be doing these twice a month and talking about different topics. And I'm excited because I'm going to be reaching out to our Tory winners. And they're going to be coming in the group and sharing their expertise just on the live, just like this, and telling you what you need to do to up your resume writing. And when you're ready to up your resume writing and try these tips and tricks, then it's time to get certified. Some of you may not be ready for certification, but it's time for you to up your skill level by participating in these. And if you want to get certified and get paid and command more for your services, then I would recommend that you do that. So the resume certification is basically put on hold for now until we get everything done. Oh, Ashley, if you're watching, all of the slides are updated, and I know you're going to be having surgery. So after that, then we'll go and finalize that, and then we'll be rolling that out. And Ashley has been awesome in helping me pull that together. But the LinkedIn is up and all of the coaching. And if you think about the interview prep coaching, you get two certifications. Not only the interview prep coaching certification, you also become certified to use my award winning method called the iRockStar method. And you get a certification. So you'll get two certifications for that to put on your website and in your marketing materials. All right. So I'm trying to take y'all to the next level. It's just up to you if you want to go. I'm here to take you. All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye. Gotta go eat dinner.